Hey guys, I'm Kate from Venison for Dinner, and these are a couple of my girls. This is Rowan. What's your name?
Freya.
And this year we are doing a garden collaboration with Homesteaders of America, linking up a bunch of different homesteaders doing garden tours. So I'm in northern BC, Canada, and we're zone 3 gardening. So we still have another month. It's May 1st right now. Another month of frost. What do you need to say, Freya? Come here, Freya. What do you need to say?
We do this stuff, makes a garden. Plants.
What do we do to make our garden grow?
Seeds in.
Put seeds in.
Water.
And water them. Anyways, so right now the name of the game is mostly prepping. Prepping the garden beds. And yeah, those are pig tracks. And we got some stuff in the greenhouse. I'll show you that. We have some starts inside. But first I'm going to show you what our garden looks like right now. It's a bit of a hot mess. Our garden is roughly 75 by 150. That's a rough estimate. I actually want to measure it. I haven't done that yet. And last year was our first year in this garden. I will link for you a playlist of a whole bunch of garden tour videos that I did last year. It's okay, Freya. My husband just moved this bale of straw down here for me. We use this to mulch. I am a big proponent of mulching, and we could buy this big, it's like 800-pound bale of straw for just $85. So my camera battery died, and then the baby needed to go down for a nap, and then now we're out here again working on this quickly while the baby naps. So my husband is in process of building this massive cold frame. Our greenhouse is approximately 16 feet long, 8 feet wide, and this is an additional 4 feet by 16 feet, and we're gonna put peppers and basils in here. Very excited. Another thing I'm very excited about, let me show you. Chaos, yes, obviously, but also this is my herb bed, and I didn't know how these herbs would overwinter in our cold season, but I've got oregano coming back, I've got tarragon coming back. I don't know on my mint and thyme yet. Let's see, we're just walk through over here. You know what? There is some growth on the thyme. Yay, that's new. I'm so excited. Thyme is one of my favorite herbs. But more oregano coming back. Very exciting. My chives are always just insanity. But I have great hopes of having a decent herb bed that just comes back every year. Fruit trees are just getting little buds on them. Cherry tree. Over here, my garlic bed. So it was mulched to protect it from the cold, but then the snow compacts the straw so much that you have to rake it off in spring or it'll smother your garlic. So, all the cute little baby garlic. I think there's like 150 bulbs in here, with the goal being about 100 for eating and 50 for replanting. Over here we planted 18 blueberry plants. There's 2 different varieties. One is Northland and one is Top Hat. Don't ask me which is which. And then I don't see any of it coming up yet, but we planted some spinach along here. And then we planted some kale along here. Again, not coming up yet, mostly just grass coming up. And then we planted some peas that are also not coming up yet. So, that one's pushed to the surface though. We'll just get back down there. There's another one. This is what happens when you plant with children. This one doesn't have anything yet. I'm not sure what's going to go in it. Next, we shall go into my greenhouse. There's almost nothing growing in there yet. We just planted some seeds. I showed you those a couple weeks ago. No, I planted them a couple weeks ago. Something like that. Maybe not a couple weeks ago. I forget how long it's been. The only thing coming up so far is this spinach that I had actually planted earlier. We're still getting very cold nights. Right now in here, temperature, it was below freezing in here last night though. Oh, but you know what? I see a little pea trying to come up. Exciting. These are Alaska peas. Freya planted all them. Along the back, there's peas in here. And then more things. Cold hardy things need to go around here. Looks like I need to water it. I checked this morning and I didn't need to water it. So we have scallions, kale, spinach. That tag is turned around the wrong way. A romaine, a red lettuce that actually is starting to come up there. And then carrots. And then there's romaine planted in here. So we shall see what all comes of it. Last year, my biggest gardening goals were to harvest a significant crop of potatoes, and we achieved that. Unexpected success. I also wanted to get strawberries going last year, and I did that too. Unexpected success. Just a second, gotta call the dog. There's bears out. Pepper! Pepper! She may have let herself inside with the kids. She was out here with me just a minute ago. Pepper! Come! Something exciting that I got is a bunch of bales of straw, small bales too. What was I gonna say? What were we talking about? Okay, biggest success was potatoes, and that was a big goal. Unexpected success was I just slated on succession plantings of peas and lettuce. Did so great on that. Biggest failure would be outdoor tomatoes and squashes. Put them out too soon. Killed a bunch. There you go. What you gonna do? So this year's garden goal is expand fruit production. That's our biggest goal. Expand that fruit production. Continue growing lots of potatoes because those get our family through the winter. There's Pepper. And I want her here because she'll smell bears if there's bears and chase them away from me. Honestly, our biggest goal is fruit production. Continuous succession planting and lots of potato planting. And just keep hoeing our row. These are leeks that I overwintered. They're the only thing growing in here right now besides weeds. I'm gonna extend this pea trellis to the end and just plant peas along this whole thing. Then I have another pea trellis down there. Or maybe we'll just move that pea trellis up here. Hey, Pepper! If you're new here, this garden, this is only its second season. We only tilled this in from a corner of the pasture, fenced it off with that barbed wire just in time to plant a garden last year. So mostly there's just a lot of cleanup to be done in here because our garden season isn't over until all of a sudden it just gets covered in snow and then we're done. So right here is my strawberry bed, and they're coming back nicely, and so I'm hoping that strawberries will come back up in a lot of these holes because I did plant strawberries in there, but they may not have took. So I'm thinking this one here, I had other things in it last year, but this one here is going to get filled up with strawberries, so the strawberries are just beside each other. My kids have a slack line down here. And then they also, that's their fort that they play in. And they're not allowed to play down here without us. because of bears. So it's nice that when we do come down here, once they get bored of helping me, they are very excited to play in their fort and on the slack line and do all that. I think I'm gonna pull up this one here and move it somewhere else. I planted squashes and tomatoes here last year. My hope was that squashes would kind of just ramble out that way. And it did not work out that way. Can't win everything. So we are not tilling here this year. We are just going to mulch and cover with landscape cloth and all that jazz. You can see where my worst weed rows are. So they are going to need some help. They're going to need to get covered in landscape cloth to smother all this out. But last year the potatoes were from the top of the strawberries to about here, I think the potatoes were. From here to the top of the strawberries. And then where the straw is, there was 2 more rows. So I think that we had planned to plant strawberries in here, but, sorry, not strawberries, potatoes, but it's pretty rough in here. So I don't know if we can actually put potatoes in here this year without tilling it, just with all the weeds. And I don't want to till, well, it's drying out. I maybe could. Basically what I'm saying is I have no set plan and I'm flying by the seat of my pants. It's actually a goal of mine. Today is Friday. You are seeing this on Monday. It's a goal of mine this weekend to get out here with my husband and make a plan for what we're doing. I'm the main planner, but he helps it all work out and helps it all make the dream work. Teamwork makes the dream work. So I do need his assistance and his backing, because if I make some crazy plan that he doesn't want to go along with, then I'm stuck doing it on my own. So I didn't expect our gardening to be as much of a teamwork as it is. He grew up in a family where the men are the gardeners, which is is not the typical. Usually the women tend to be the gardeners, but in his family, the men are the gardeners. So he's quite good. He doesn't have the time on a daily basis to help with gardening. Oh, look how that silage wrap I need to deal with. But he helps with bigger projects. He helps with watering. And I really appreciate that it's become a team thing that we work together on and not just me doing it. So, what about in your house? Is it a teamwork thing? Is it a one person does it thing? Tell me how you make gardening work in your family.